What is going on, you two people? Neo Cards and Comics here to talk about shill bidding. It is running rampant on two cards specifically, and I'm sure it's running rampant on way more than that. But these two really stood out, and one of them, gotta give full credit where credit is due, was brought up by Card Ladder. I know I have market movers up on the screen, and I'm talking about Card Ladder. It's a weird thing, but that's how we roll here sometimes. Was brought up on Card Ladder on Instagram earlier or late last week, and I just have not really had a chance to talk about this yet because of the Atlanta show and all that stuff going on. So I wanted to get down and do this. And this is, I'm sure people saw that, but I just wanted to make sure that people understood this and just do that little extra level of research when you're looking at comps. And that can get tricky sometimes. You're at a show, you're just pulling up 130 point, looking real quick, moving on to the next thing and go. And the other reason why I wanted to make this video is because I just discovered a second card that this was happening on. So let's talk about the first one. That is the Patrick Mahomes 2017 Silver PSA 10 Prism. Now, this is a chart from February 1st for the entire month of February, basically. I went from 2-1 to 3-1. There are 19 sales, and as you can see, a nice little steady line, one little dip. That's weird. And then, pretty much everything right around that 7K number. And once again, 19 sales of this card in that month. Now, Card Ladder talked about how they go through and verify the sales before they add them to the charts and graphs. Market Movers does something a little bit similar. You could go over here, and normally this box is pre-check marked for me. There's this right here. You can see right here. Exclude zero buyer feedback. So when I click on that, it's going to remove all the listings that were won by someone with zero feedback. Now keep in mind, 19 sales, unfiltered. Go ahead and just click this little button real quick. It's going to redraw the graph. That looks a lot different. Let's scroll down here. Three of the 19 sales were from non-zero feedback buyers. What in the heck is going on? I mean, I know what the heck is going on. I'm going to click this back off here because on Market Movers, you could go to detailed results and see all the actual sales. And here we go. This is the buyer feedback column right here. And this is the who sold it. And once again, I'm not putting any shame on the sellers here. Sometimes they have no control over this stuff, what someone's bidding on. But you could see here, zero buyer feedback, sold for $6,300. Zero buyer feedback, $7,300. Zero, $7,300. Zero, $7,300. Zero, $7,500. Zero, $7,400. This poor soul at $6,900 probably thought he was getting a really good deal on a card. Best offer accepted, $6,900. Probably looking at these comps because this is how this works, and this is the scary part. You're just cruising along, looking at 130 point or whatever, and you see, oh yeah, this card's going for $7,500 all day. Sweet. And then you throw in a $6,900 offer and it's accepted, and you're feeling great. You think you got a steal. Well, what if all these sales weren't really real? Here's another one, $7,400, zero feedback, $7,300, zero feedback. And this one, 45 buyer feedback, so I assume that's legit at 7K. Once again, if we exclude these, now look at this list. The only sale I trust on here is this one. From 214, 835 buyer feedback for around 6K. All these other ones happen mixed in with all the shilled sales. And, hey, maybe, just maybe, a bunch of zero buyer people are out hunting this card. Could be, I guess, but boy, does that seem a little suspect. But once again, you could see all these $7,300 sales. Someone thinks they're getting a steal at $6,900. I frankly believe this around 6K comp is the accurate price for this card right now. I could be wrong. What do I know? But out of 19 sales, only 3 came from what appears to be legitimate buyers, unless a whole bunch of people brand new to eBay are fighting over themselves to get a 2017 Mahomes Prism. Now, let's take this one step further because I found another card. 4 Joe Burrow's Silver Prisms have sold on eBay since the AFC Championship game, or since the Super Bowl, rather. I'm sorry. Let's take a look. Oh, what do you know? 0 feedback. This was on Valentine's Day, February 14th. 0 feedback winner. Let's look at the next one, February 19th. 4K for this one. 0 feedback winner. How about this one, February 20th? 4K again. 0 feedback winner. One more for you. February 23rd, 4K. This one has 1 feedback as the winner. And it looks like the last legit bid on this one was around 3,500, and then some shadiness comes into play. Here, the last legit bid looks like it was 39.5, but that gets a little tricky. Maybe this was a fake account, and then the Shill bid comes. Maybe this was someone's legit count to bid it up, and then they have the Shill bid come on top to actually win it. I don't know. But you see the same thing here. 0 bid at 31.50. What looks like a legit bid at 39.50, but then the 0 feedback comes in at 4K over the top. Same thing here. This looks like a legit bid at 3,500, then a 0 feedbacker comes in over the top. I don't know what you do about it. I really don't. I feel like there almost needs to be like a cap on how much you could bid if you have 0 feedback until you establish yourself. I really don't know. And this gets back to what we've been talking about a lot lately with there needs to be some sort of penalty for these people winning auctions and non-paying, because this all goes back to the non-payment thing. I'd be shocked if any single one of these 0 feedback buyers actually paid for their cards. So how do you prevent this? There needs to be some sort of negative impact for people for not paying or for winning an auction. Not necessarily negative impact, but like we get back to like the auto pay thing. If auto pay was enabled where the second an auction won, it automatically hit your payment on file for $4,000, would people still be doing this? I am sure some would, and you probably get a lot of requests for cancellations of sales and all that, but at least at that point, it might be a deterrent. A lot of people aren't going to want a $4,000 charge or in this case, a $7,000 charge, $7,500 charge in the case of Mahomes, hanging out on their credit card, waiting the 4 days for the non-payment strike to kick in if you have to have payment on file. So maybe just having payment on file required is enough to fix. I really don't know. I just really don't know. But, this is a massive problem because you can see right here, this is exactly the ramifications of it. There are 16 fake sales. This one looks legit. This looks like a real comp. These people, this guy bought at 6,900, best offer accepted, probably thinking a lot of those 7K comps were real. Same thing with this auction. This one looks semi-legitimate. How many people at Atlanta this past weekend made plays on a Mahomes PSA 10 Silver Prism that the real value might be $6,000? All I'm saying is if you're buying a high-value liquid card, something like a Mahomes Silver, an Optic Burrow, these sell often enough that you could dive in and do a little bit of homework. Just do your research on it. Don't pull the trigger on a whim. Take an extra 2-3 minutes. If you're at a show, step away from a table, just glance real fast. It only takes a minute. Check a couple bidding histories with whatever tool you're using, whether that's Market Movers, Card Ladder, or if you're just old-fashioned and using 130 point and eBay sold listings. Take a couple extra clicks and just make sure that everything seems correct before you just fire away. I truly believe if there was no shill bidding involved on these, that Mahomes 2017 would probably be sitting around 6K value, if I had to guess. Don't know for sure, but I have a feeling that's where it would be sitting just based off this one number. Yeah, I'm basing that off one number because it's the only sale that looks legitimate. That's all I have for you guys and girls today. I don't know how we fix this, but we got to figure something out. Like, comment, subscribe. Catch you guys and girls on the next one. Peace.